Greetings. I'm George Boston Rhymes, and on YouTube this is Boston G.B.R. Concerning the trespass criminal instructions I received from the Lowndes County Sheriff Deputy Thomas here in Valdosta, Georgia. Once again, Boston G.B.R. on YouTube, concerning the Kendrick Johnson's death at Lowndes County High School and my situation in terms of being restricted or enslaved on the plantation outside of Lowndes County High School property. For I am forbidden to go on or enter these facilities paid for by public dollars. So I want to say to you, round and around she goes, and where she stops, nobody knows. For only God knows how deep the mole hole goes. This morning about 10, 11 o'clock, the grandfather of little Terry, whose graduation I was supposed to film at Lowndes County High School. But right here, Lowndes County Sheriff deputies stopped me, made me turn around. I couldn't even drive down to the next circle, or they told me I would be arrested because there was a 2-week criminal trespass document issued against me. This morning, the grandfather of little Terry went to the Honorable Superintendent Wes Taylor's office. He was not in, so Mr. Robertson talked to someone else. He will have to tell his story about that. But me, I went to the Lowndes County Magistrate Courts, and I talked to the deputy clerk, Joanne. I asked Joanne if there was a criminal trespass warrant or anything along those lines against me, and she said no. She asked me had I been arrested. I said no. She asked me what violations of the law I had broken. I said none. She strongly suggested to me that I go to the Detective Division and Investigative Division at the Lowndes County Jail. That's where I went. But prior to leaving Joanne's office, I asked for a letter stating that she had nothing against me in her files, and she said she could not provide me with a letter. On my way out of the building, I met another sheriff deputy who told me that I didn't have to worry about it because if it's not actually served upon me, it's invalid. Be that as it may, as far as words are concerned, but the people that stood here, they witnessed what I was told by a member of law enforcement employed by the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department under the leadership of Sheriff Prine in the state of Georgia, in the United States of America, in God's world. And so I traveled to the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department, and I got it all documented. I got just how much time I spent at the Magistrate Court office as well as the Sheriff's Department. While at the Sheriff's Department, they referred me to the CID area, and I talked to one individual investigator, and when I gave him my driver's license, Lieutenant Stride D. Jones, Lowndes County Sheriff's Office, Criminal Investigation Division, sat down and talked with me and told me that he didn't have any documents concerning a criminal trespass against George Boston Rhines in any form. And he said to me that they only carry out what is handed down to them from property owners and other people. And that he suggested that I go and talk with Wes Taylor at the Lowndes County High School. Mr. Wes Taylor kept saying to me, I need to get in touch with the superintendent. I said to Lieutenant Stride of the Lowndes County Investigative Division that it was not Wes Taylor that told me I could not enter these properties, but it was a member of the law enforcement from the sheriff's office. Be that as it may, he still insisted that any request I should go back to the superintendent of schools. I told him, how could I do that when I have been restricted, forbidden, or enslaved on the plantation of the modern dispensation of this side of this highway? But I cannot go on to the freedom that all other citizens enjoy here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia. Did you not know that if a felon, listen please, if a felon had come and drove through these gates, they could have went into the Lowndes County graduation for 2013. If a child molester had came through these gates, they could have gone through to that graduation. But I, George Boston Rhines, a retired military veteran, community activist, former president of the NAACP, active in this community, no criminal charges have been brought against me, and yet my rights have been denied. Be aware that when I served in the armed forces for over 20 years, indirectly and perhaps directly, I was protecting the Honorable Superintendent Wes Taylor's rights to be on these grounds himself. But for him to deny me, or for the Lowndes County Sheriff Department to inform me that a trespass authority from some governmental agency enslaved me from going into these properties are uncalled for, unconstitutional, and downright ridiculous. Moreover, I want to say in closing that I don't care to talk to Superintendent Wes Taylor. I didn't start this, and I'm not going to stop it. He and the Sheriff's Department will have to stop this. But I'm here to let you know, just because Kendall Johnson died, which I had no control over, for me to be penalized for what I'm doing to ensure justice in this case, I will not be intimidated, but I will continue to do what I'm doing. Now, let me close. I asked Mr. Stride D. Jones of the Lowndes County Sheriff Department to provide me with a letter stating that they did not have a trespass warrant against me, and he said he could not provide one. Now I'm on my way to the Valdosta Daily Times, because this is news that every citizen in Valdosta and Lowndes County should know about. And I'm going to them now. I've already talked to Channel 6, ABC. I told them about this situation. Now I'm going to see if they tell you about what happened to me, an innocent citizen that violated no law. Let me repeat, violated no law. So we can only ask how many more people in Valdosta and Lowndes County have been restricted to the plantation of where somebody wants them to be or not be simply by a flip of the tongue, but without any real documentation. Now, it seems as if though Valdosta and Lowndes County operates by their own laws, and just maybe this is why the 31 jail deaths from 1994 to 2009 is a complete top secret dilemma. And from 2009 to 2013, all this information apparently is top secret. And our preachers, our political leaders, our elected officials, our members of law enforcement, both city and county, and at the state level, and at the federal level, the Department of Justice, seem to be unable or unwilling to come down, not in Russia, not in China, or some other third world nation, but they are unable, they are powerless to let the tax-paying citizens know what should be open to the public under our form of government. What will Russia say? What will China say when they see a retired military veteran rights lost in the cosmos for no apparent reason? And so, as I said earlier, no one knows how deep the mole hole goes. But God does. God knows. And in the end, truth, right, and justice going to win. Even though those who say they follow the God of the universe are nowhere to be found. But I'm going to continue to say to America, if you don't respect what you've written on paper, then tear up your damn Constitution, because it ain't worth the paper that it's written on. This is George Boston Rhymes, doing what I'm doing, because if I could put my life on the line in foreign nations and carry the M16 to free foreigners and ensure that they have a right, why should I not stand up for the rights of my children, my grandchildren, and my children's neighbor across the street? Once again, this is George Boston Rhymes, doing what I do because I love this country too much to see the course that it has taken against the American people. Bye-bye, we gone.